Now then, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do the player ratings. United 0, City 0. I've seen actually a lot of analysis. Don't necessarily agree with virtually any of it, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. Let's get into it. Player ratings. Onana, 7. Solid. Had a fair bit to do, to be honest with you. Some comfortable stops, some less comfortable stops, but he had work to do, and he did his job admirably, to be fair to him. I think where Onana loses points and was potentially even losing a little bit at the Stretford end was his distribution. For someone that's known and supposedly was signed for his distribution has really gone backwards. I don't know if he needs to hire a new coach for goalkeeping or someone that can work with him to figure out what he's meant to be doing, because there's quick, easy balls which he seems to delay, and it's the delay. The Stretford end is getting onto him, which can't be helping his confidence, by the way. But 56% pass accuracy today. He commanded his area fairly well. He's been punching a lot, which I don't know what that's all about. But yeah, it's a 7 because he was tested and he responded when he required to do so, but his distribution was pissing me off. So 7. Mazraoui, 7.5. Defensively strong. 11 defensive actions, 5 clearances. Very calm under pressure. 87% pass accuracy, 40 out of 46. I think that might be the highest actually in terms of number of passes. There wasn't many passes at all. Limited attacking contributions, as you would expect, but just so calm, so composed, and such an important, intelligent, good decision maker at the back. Very controlled, very reliable. That. If I had to say what I think he's been this season, reliable, and that's such an important thing. Harry Maguire. He got 58 minutes. I'm going to say 6.5. It's pretty standard. Yeah, pretty robust defensively. 8 defensive actions, 4 clearances, 1 block. Pretty decent with his passing. 84% pass accuracy. The substitution appeared tactical, I think, rather than anything to do with performance. Lindelof obviously came on for him seamlessly, pretty composed. 93% pass accuracy. 3 defensive actions, give away a free kick on the edge of the box, which might have been a little bit iffy, but outside of that, again, pretty solid 6.5 out of 10 performance. Yoro, I hovered around an 8 and a 7.5, but I'm going with 7.5 because I thought he impressed again. Real strong positioning, 4 clearances, 3 interceptions, but he didn't win any duels. That's an issue that he's had all season. It's one that he's got to get on the weights for and see how he can cope with that, because that's letting him down. The physical side is letting him down just a touch at the moment. On the ball, 89% accuracy, good range of passing, some decent switches, and also stepped in with the ball real nice. Late booking, looked pretty tactical, don't mind it. 7.5 out of 10. Pretty good performance. Dalot, 6.5. Again, industrious, but sometimes you just go, but he's getting better. More consistent games on the right-hand side since Dorgu's arrived. He seems to be settling in a little bit because he was so bad at the start of the season. So even a 6.5 is solid for him. Distribution was okay. 2 key passes. Didn't really have any significant impact offensively. There was a couple of defensive lapses. The yellow card was bollocks. When you see like some of the stuff that City was getting away with, that just was not being refereed the same. But it was pretty diligent defensive performance, 6 defensive actions. Struggled a little bit once Dorgu came on, but he is hard work, I think, to be fair to him. But 6.5 out of 10, not bad. Casemiro, I'm giving him an 8. I am giving him an 8. Not quite man of the match tackle, but he's getting an 8. 11 tackles, 14 total defensive actions, and he came with the right mentality of this is a derby. And this is what it means. Couple of big fucking empties early doors. His range of passing was good. Now, he dropped a few passes. He only completed 29 out of 39. Lost possession 12 times. And what's funny about the way Casemiro loses possession is he will lose possession on the real simple, 5-yard pass. But you put him under a little bit of pressure and you press him and he takes it out one touch and sends it 40 yards to someone and you're like, fuck's sake. But he plays with risk. He plays off one touch. And to be fair, United have needed that. So it's an 8 out of 10 performance from Casemiro. Real good game from him. And he played 90 minutes, which who thought he had that in him? Ugarte, subbed on the 71st minute, 5.5 out of 10. I thought he struggled offensively, despite pretty good positioning to get United's best chance of the game, which he missed. He was never on target from the second he hit it. It literally goes the opposite corner. He probably scores. And he frequently gave the ball away as well. Lost possession 7 times, only 77% passing accuracy. Got caught napping a little bit, not checking his shoulder. Real basic shit. Is he tired? He's played a lot of football. Is it that? He's been off the ball a little bit recent weeks. Is he struggling with the lack of rotation options maybe? But yeah, he didn't pull up any trees today, and no one was upset when he got took off, I don't think. Mason Mount came on for him. Pretty sharp cameo. 1 key pass, 1 accurate cross, 100% passing accuracy. Again, booked for a foul, but nonsense in my opinion. Especially like when you see City players coming on and being like, that's your first one, you're getting away with it, and then he gets, for his first one, gets a booking. Ridiculous. But 7 out of 10. I wouldn't like minded seeing him a touch higher up the pitch where he can influence stuff, but he's getting back to his fitness. Let's hope he can do something. The manager clearly likes him. He presses well. It was okay, but 7. Dorgu, I'm going to say 6.5. Some good energy on him. Pretty tidy in possession with 90% pass accuracy, but the quality wasn't there in attack. 2 off-target shots, and 0 for 2 crosses as well. Defensively, it was pretty solid, but what we're looking for from him is that little bit of impetus and energy in the final third. And I thought in the first half, he just looked a little bit lost. He looked a little bit like he didn't know when to stay and he didn't know when to go. Big game, I understand it a little bit. I think he's settled in real nice to playing for United, and I think he offers us such a great balance on that left-hand side. And especially, I really enjoy when the ball comes out to him and it is in the final third, that you're not expecting him to cut back in onto a right foot, and he's going to do it early doors, which gets him behind the defence quite often as well. It's a massive trait and a massive asset to have for us. But it just didn't quite click for him today, I don't think. So 6.5 out of 10. Bruno Fernandes. He was man of the match. 93% pass accuracy, 3 key passes, 1 big chance created, constant movement, constant pressure, constant problem for Manchester City, and he also worked hard without the ball as well. Real leadership in terms of like where the ball was going, when it was going in places. It was just a strong performance from him. And if we had 2 or 3 more Bruno Fernandeses, we wouldn't be in the bottom half of the table. Garnacho, I'm going to say 6. Started the game fantastically well, but then became increasingly wasteful. 0 shots on target, 2 blocked. There was better decision making, which is why he gets a 6. And he did all right in his duels, winning 8 of them. But the quality is just not there with him. The product just isn't there with him. Better decisions in the final third. And he can be a decent impact player, but when he's starting games, he's not really delivering. So 6 out of 10. Rasmus, 4, 4.5. Poor again, almost invisible. 15 touches in 71 minutes. There was no attacking threat. 0 shots, 0 key passes. Lost possession cheaply. And United's lack of goals partially stems from performances like this. He's got to do significantly more to justify a starting role. Like, he's not putting the defence under pressure. He's not working them. If you're not doing it when we've got the ball, then you need to run your cock off when they've got the ball and just be a nuisance. Be that like 08 version of Tevez, just absolute Duracell bunnying people down. And think, how many times did we create a chance by pressing? It was happening frequently, but not with Højlund. He's just not doing anything to justify a starting role at the moment. Nothing. 4.5. And then obviously Xerxes came on for him on the 71st minute. It was decent, little short appearance. Had probably the second best chance of the game, which obviously didn't score. But questions are asked, why are you not getting him on the pitch earlier when Højlund is struggling in the manner that he is? In terms of the gaffer, I think 7. As a manager, your job is to set the team up to limit the opposition's chances and set the team up to maximise your own, and I think he did that. I think his substitutions certainly didn't take away anything from the way the game was being played, and you could argue that United finished the game really pushing for a winner, so therefore his substitutions carried it forward a little bit. I think if we'd have had an Ahmad or a Dalot or a Martinez or a Menu, that could have been a different result. And if it was going to be a different result, it was only going to be a Manchester United win. So I think that's the sort of performance that'll give the likes of Ineos, Ratcliffe, a little bit of a decent feeling that with the right backing, that this guy might be able to actually do something. Got to take into account that City were shit, but also we made them shit at the same time to a bit of a degree. Not entirely on us and not entirely on them. I think we both had a bit of a hand in it, but encouraging performance where you go, yeah, if we had even just an Ahmad might have made a difference there today, and that matters. So well done, sort of, I guess. But it's not really going to be a happy time when you don't win at home against any of your rivals, regardless of where you are in the league. But yeah, it's one of them. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Bang them down there if you agree, if you disagree, and why. And I'll catch you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.